What up? Ude at handle, har fået mad, har fået morgenmad frokost, så siden jeg sidst streamede. Dejligt. Jeg tror ikke, det bliver så meget, så jeg tror bare, det bliver chill.
Little video efter min kanal, bare for at sige, hvor jeg er i dag. Vi er på Baugen, and I am the femkamp champ.
Ja, jeg tager.
The fuck? Jo, hvad så Mia?
This Democrat Christian threatened Charlie Kirk using the Bible.
Hey Charlie, I have a real quick question, just a little bit of preface. I'm gonna get straight to the point, but I need to start with the first question. You love the Bible, correct?
The Word of God.
Exactly. Okay, perfect. I'm just here not necessarily to debate, but more to understand your line of reasoning. I want to understand, why don't you also support things like free lunches for kids? The Bible over 2,000 times mentions it, helping the needy at every instance, and that if you don't help the needy, you are not doing the Word of God and He will not help you.
Of course we should help the needy. Can you show me a specific verse where it says make sure you pay a bunch of money to the government in taxes to help the needy?
I think as Christians, it should be the number one priority to find a system that works to make sure that every single person is fed. So I can pull up a verse on my phone right now that says specifically in the Bible that you should feed the needy at the cost to yourself. You should help those in needy at cost to yourself. If it's a couple pennies out of my tax dollars to feed those don't have food, I think that's a Christian obligation of the government to fulfill.
But it's never biblically obligated to use the state to do that.
Okay,
the church should do that.
Okay, perfect.
And that's so I personally give a fair amount of my tithes and my donations to local churches to help do these things, and I hope everybody else does that as well. And in fact, I believe
you... to the meat of my question, if I could get more to the meat of the question then. So why do you think there should be some policies that should be governed at the state level, but then not other policies when it's sort of governed like this, when it's specifically over 2,000 times in the Bible?
So we go back to the Constitution, because that's our core governance. If it's in the Constitution, it should be there, such as border security, national security,
dejligt. Jeg kan
money,
huske, du mangler
treasury.
Lego først, den der Mario Kart Lego sæt, ikke for noget. Så det er godt, du har fået den nu. Skønt. Dejligt for dig, Mia. Oh my god. Jeg havde taget en lure, ikke? Og så skal jeg lige vågne op igen. Oh my god. Fuck det. Jeg er ikke helt frisk endnu. Ja. Shit. Jeg må lige prøve med noget lige.
It seemed like just another normal day of training until Goku questions Whis about his training methodology. He insinuates that it is a tough workout that almost led to his and Vegeta's deaths. Vegeta calls him an idiot and weak for complaining about the training. Whis says that it's okay and that he'll explain why he uses such a harsh method. He explains that before becoming an angel, he was like Goku and Vegeta, a mere mortal who was in the position of another angel's apprentice. This angel was much harder on him, making him carry quadrillions of tons of weight and do quintillions of push-ups and sit-ups. He reveals that he almost fell into the limbo of space once during one of these training sessions, and that if that happened, he would be lost in the multiverse for eternity, until his body exploded due to the pressure. Goku and Vegeta are astonished and ask who the angel would be so cruel. Whis replies that the angel they find so cruel is none other than Daishinkan. Goku and Vegeta are in disbelief when they discover that Whis Master was simply one of the top 5 in the universe's hierarchy. It seemed like just another normal day of training until Goku questions Whis about his training methodology. He insinuates that it is a tough workout that almost led to his and Vegeta's deaths. Vegeta calls him an idiot and weak for complaining about the training. Whis says that it's okay and that he'll explain why he uses such a harsh method. He explains that before becoming an angel, he was like Goku and Vegeta, a mere mortal who was in the position of another angel's apprentice. This angel was much harder on him, making him carry quadrillions of tons of weight and do quintillions of push-ups and sit-ups. He reveals that he almost fell into the limbo of space once during one of these training sessions, and that if that happened, he would be lost in the multiverse for eternity, until his body exploded due to the pressure. Goku and Vegeta are astonished and ask who the angel would be so cruel. Whis replies that the angel they find so cruel is none other than Daishinkan. Goku and Vegeta are in disbelief when they discover that Whis Master was simply one of the top 5 in the universe's hierarchy. It seemed like just another normal day of training until Goku questions Whis about his training methodology. He insinuates that it is a tough workout that almost led to his and Vegeta's deaths. Vegeta calls him an idiot and weak for complaining about the training. Whis says that it's okay and that he'll explain why he uses such a harsh method. He explains that before becoming an angel, he was like Goku and Vegeta, a mere mortal who was in the position of another angel's apprentice. This angel was much harder on him, making him carry quadrillions of tons of weight and do quintillions of push-ups and sit-ups. He reveals that he almost fell into the limbo of space once during one of these training sessions, and that if that happened, he would be lost in the multiverse for eternity, until his body exploded due to the pressure. Goku and Vegeta are astonished and ask who the angel would be so cruel. Whis replies that the angel they find so cruel is none other than Daishinkan. Goku and Vegeta are in disbelief when they discover that Whis Master was simply one of the top 5 in the universe's hierarchy. It seemed like just another normal day of training until Goku questions Whis about his training methodology. He insinuates that it is a tough workout that almost led to his and Vegeta's deaths. Vegeta calls him an idiot and weak for complaining about the training. Whis says that it's okay and that he'll explain why he uses such a...
Hvad siger du mere? Og jeg er i gang med at bygge igen. Okay, fair nok. Skal du også have plads til? Det regner lidt her i Slagelse. Shit. Kan jeg se. God damn. Fuck. Ja, det vil jeg gerne. Selvfølgelig, Mia.
Throughout the Codename Kids Next Door series, the Toylinator was consistently portrayed as the least threatening villain. Unlike the others, he rarely posed any real danger and was more desperate for recognition than conquest. His main reason for wanting to destroy the kids next door was simply to earn the respect of his fellow villains, especially Mr. Boss. However, Mr. Boss and his crew wanted nothing to do with him. They would go as far as to send him fake invitations with the meeting location listed as the Antarctic Iceberg Inn to ensure he would never actually show up. But he always did. In a comic Operation History, we finally got an explanation of how the Toilinator came to be. Before his toilet-obsessed alter ego, he was known as Lou Pottingsworth III, a suit-and-tie executive working at Evil Adult Industries, Inc. He did his work so well that Father recognized him and personally assigned him to oversee a new project, the mass production of a foul-tasting vegetable called asparagus. They had a plan to serve it in every school cafeteria every single day. This didn't last long as the kids next door stepped in to stop them. During the raid on the factory site, Lou was cornered and ran away, leaving the briefcase that contained the formula for the dreaded vegetable. He ducked into a porta potty for cover. The battle left the site in shambles, and the portable toilet fell down to a water body and was carried to dry land. Lou remained trapped inside for days, surviving on nothing but urinal cakes. It was in this miserable state that he claimed to have been visited by a strange entity calling itself the Almighty Protector of Potty, a sort of divine spirit of restrooms.
Og hvad? Den er fed.
This bizarre being declared Lou its chosen knight, not out of destiny or worthiness, but simply because he happened to be the only guy who had used that bathroom in a while. Lou refused, but the entity gave him his power anyway, claiming it wasn't his choice to make. From that point on, Lou embraced his new role, donning the mantle of the Toilinator and dedicating himself to enforcing bathroom justice, punishing kids who scribbled graffiti, wasted toilet paper, and especially those who forgot to flush. Of course, this story seems absurd and is narrated by the Toilinator himself, but it's what we have so far. So, what can the Toilinator do? From his wrists, he can shoot long, sticky ropes of toilet paper, using them to bind, trip, or ensnare people. In a comic Operation History, he describes them as high-quality, rip-resistant 12-ply toilet paper. He can also climb walls with ease using his trusty plungers, and, true to his name, he can travel through flushing himself, slipping from one toilet to another, making him almost impossible to track. In fights, he can also throw urinal cakes as projectiles. Beyond offense, he has the ability to unclog even the most stubborn toilets and flush entire bodies of water. The Toilinator made his debut auditioning for the delightful children from Down the Lane Villain Search to take out Sector V. They rejected him immediately and threw him out of a window, saying he wasn't the type of villain they were looking for. They got Grandma Stuff'em to do their bidding instead. In Operation Quiet, he was the first villain to attack the Sector V treehouse before Number 1 fell asleep. Quite unlucky. Later, in Operation Movie, he sat beside Number 4, who was disguised as an adult at Mr. Boss's secret meeting. Toilinator considered him a friend after a brief interaction, but once Number 4 was exposed, he blamed him for ruining his plan. The Toilinator had suggested a plan to capture Number 4 since the villains thought he was the least intelligent member of Sector V. They intended to use him as a hostage to lure in the others, and the idea was accepted. However, once Number 4's disguise was uncovered, defeated them and managed to escape. From then on, Toilinator considered Number 4 his arch nemesis, a rivalry that continued into Operation Flush. In Operation Flush, the Toilinator admitted that all he really wanted was for Mr. Boss to invite him bowling on Tuesdays. That wish finally came true in Operation Mission, though not in the way he imagined. Number 4 tricked the villains into believing they had been poisoned by soda, forcing them to help him make sure his dad lost a bowling match. Determined not to be left out, the Toilinator tunneled his way out of his prison cell to join them. In the end, Number 4's plan backfired, and instead of losing, his dad won the game. Operation Flush also placed him at the center of the story. After being pushed aside by the other villains again, he decided to prove himself by becoming Terma Toilinator and going after Sector V all by himself. What he didn't realize was that the villains had already taken over the treehouse while the kids were away. Believing his fellow villains were actually the kids next door, Toilinator defeated them all on his own, even flushing Nightbrace, who he mistook for Number 4, down a toilet. When the real Sector V returned later, Toilinator only regretted forgetting to bring the decaf coffee Mr. Boss had asked him for. A similar blunder happened in Operation Canyon, where he unintentionally ruined Mr. Boss's plans by destroying his submarine. He also made a cameo in Operation Chocolate, where he was shown imprisoned in the Arctic base next to the iguana, speaking with two older toilet-themed villains who appeared to be his parents. Although Toilinator held a strong grudge against Number 4, the comic Operation History revealed that he was actually Number 4's uncle, as well as the twin brother of Sydney Beatles. At first, Number 4 mistook Toilinator for his father and reacted angrily, but when his real dad arrived and cleared up the confusion, he felt an immediate sense of relief.
Damn. Sådan er det, fam. Sådan er det. Ja, det kunne jeg sige mere.
Alright then, this video is all about you and why you're here. How serious are you about YouTube and why? Let us know in the comments below and let's talk about it. Are you here to dabble in YouTube like it's a casual Sunday crossword? Or are you here to dominate YouTube like you're Tom Brady's New England Patriots? Because here's the unpolished truth. Your YouTube channel is like that gym membership you bought back in January. You get out what you put in. If your contribution is to turn up every 6 weeks or so and have a go on the treadmill, then don't expect your channel to look consistent or have good cardio. And before you think I'm being harsh, this isn't to discourage you. This is to stop you having that look in 6 months' time. That look of mild confusion and complete resentment after you've uploaded 8 videos, got 36 subscribers, and you're already Googling how to beat the YouTube algorithm fast. Yeah, we know what you're searching for when you're desperate. Let's get this out of the way, shall we? Lots of people love the idea of being a YouTuber. They picture themselves in this perfectly lit room saying interesting things to an expensive camera while sipping coffee from a quirky mug as the views roll in. You know what's coming next? Cover your ears. But the reality is very different. You're still up at 2 a.m. in the morning. You're completely dehydrated because you forgot to drink anything, and you're wondering if the audio in your latest video makes you sound like you're talking from a wardrobe. And that's the thing. YouTube is hard. It is really hard. It is not open up an app, post a clip, go viral. YouTube is learning audio, editing, thumbnails, titles, on-camera presence, audience psychology, storytelling, and how not to cry when your 3rd consecutive video gets 10 of 10 hard. It's the same shock as learning that lunch breaks at a professional job don't work in the same way as they did at school. Yeah, you know what I mean, don't you? Which is why, if you're new to YouTube and you've just started your channel, I say this. Before you obsess over analytics and worry about if this thumbnail has enough pop or not and will win a click, give yourself a period of what I like to call YouTube innocence. Make videos, learn stuff, experiment, fail many times over. You may find what I'm about to say crazy, given what we do here on this YouTube channel, but don't care about the views. Try to avoid going into the YouTube studio and do not download that app onto your phone. This is your time to figure out whether or not you enjoy being creative and doing that on YouTube. Because here's the secret of YouTube. If you don't enjoy the process of a platform, then it's going to chew through you faster than a TikTok trend. Fall in love with filming, editing, and telling a story. And fall in love with those quirky YouTube rituals like putting on these weird glasses. You want to reach that magical point where you can ask yourself, am I going to make another video? To which your answer is, well, of course I am. That's a stupid question. It would be like asking a cat if it's going to knock that thing off the table. Of course it is. Cats are stupid. When you experience that epiphany that you love making videos and that cats are stupid, that's when you start to take YouTube seriously. And by seriously, I don't mean going out and buying a cinematic camera or a $400 microphone before you've uploaded your 10th video. I mean committing to YouTube like it's more than just a fun hobby. I mean committing to YouTube like it's something that can make a difference, a positive impact, not only on yourself, but very importantly, the people who watch your videos. This is when you stop making videos only when you have a bit of free time. Because, let me ruin the illusion for you, when it comes to YouTube, you never have a bit of free time. You have to make it. You have to create a certain amount of friction, make YouTube uncomfortable to skip in your life. Block out dedicated time in your calendar and label it doing YouTube. Treat it a bit like a dentist appointment, only this is fun and you don't have somebody there judging you because you're not flossing. Unless, of course, your channel is called Dental Digest. Now, yes, this is going to mean sacrifices. Now, I'm not talking about serious, life-changing sacrifices. Don't ignore your friends and family to edit a thumbnail, especially when there's food on the table. All right, you can give yourself an extra 5 minutes to edit it. But you should be willing to make small sacrifices, consistently and often. It might mean watching less Netflix, playing fewer video games, getting up an hour earlier or going to bed later. Trading in that hour you spend in the bath every Thursday watching YouTube to make it instead. You've met, and including myself, has at some point discovered that YouTube becomes their routine. It goes from this is fun to this is literally everything I think about when I'm showering, eating, even sleeping, to this is now financially supported.
Jeg må lige få fat på Yasin. Hvor er det? Så kan vi komme i gang med Team Pjuske W. Anden video coming. Okay.
Jeg har mørke tanker, jeg ikke magter. Jeg har mørke tanker, jeg ikke magter. Hey, det er sommertid, ja det er sommertid. Ja, min pis er bag, jeg har brugt al min cash på den bil, jeg gerne vil have. Og jeg kan ikke tage tilbage, jeg kan ikke engang bære den af. Hey, ja. Og jeg kan ikke engang tage tilbage, brugt al min cash på den bil, jeg gerne vil have. Hey.
Jeg ved ikke lige, hvor lang tid jeg er live her. Det ved jeg ikke lige. Jeg er ikke helt frisk endnu. Så jeg ved ikke, hvad der sker.
Hun er dejlig, som Billie Eilish. Hun er muslim. Hun er min pige. Hvad jeg sige? Hey, hun er dejlig, som Billie Eilish. Ja, hun er bad, så det er bad. Ja, min piece er bad. Jeg bruger alt min cash med den bil, jeg gerne vil have. Og jeg kan ikke tage tilbage, jeg kan ikke engang bære den af. Ja, min piece er bad, så jeg kan bruge al min cash. Hey, hun ved jeg high, hey, I'm on the fly, hey. Hun ved jeg altid er fry, hey. Ja, hun ved jeg high, hey, altid fry, hey. Hun tænker, hvornår? Hey, sidste år, hey, var jeg nummer 1, hey. Nu er det sket, hey. Hun er nummer 1, hey. Nu er det sket, hey. Ja, hun er min pige, hvad skal jeg sige? For hun er så bad, hey. Shawty ain't average, hey. Shawty så savage. Shawty så baddie, hey. Shawty ain't average. Shawty så savage, hey. Ja, min pige så bad. Ja, min pige så bad. Brug alt min cash med den pige, jeg gerne vil have. Og jeg kan ikke tage tilbage. Jeg kan ikke engang bære den af. Ja, min pige så bad. Brug alt min cash. Brug alt min cash. Yeah, I can feel the heartbeat beat. 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 Ja, min pige så bad. Brug alt min cash med den pige, jeg gerne vil have. Jeg kan ikke tage tilbage, jeg kan ikke engang bære den af. Ja, min pige så bad. Brug alt min cash, og det er lige, jeg gerne vil have. Ja, min pige så bad. Brug alt min cash, og det er lige, jeg gerne vil have. Jeg har mørke tanker, jeg har ikke magter. Jeg har mørke tanker, jeg har ikke magter. Jeg har mørke tanker, hun er så bad.
Heller modsat præcis af min kop. En ikke kendt er en speciel vogt.
Hey, 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 det siger og jeg sipper på min kop, og jeg tager på mit job, og vi har det så godt. Han banker på min blok, og det går alt sammen amok, og de alt går i chok, og de alt de går amok, hey.
Jeg er fuld hver sommer, du skal ikke sige, når jeg kommer.
Hvad skal du på ferie, bror, mand? Hvad det hedder? 2 sekunder dag, 2 sekunder dag.
Fuld hver sommer.
2 sekunder Dave, din smukke steg. Hvad så Dave? Hvad det hedder? Ja, jeg skal ud og rejse her om 2 uger. Hvad det hedder? Skal vi lige kigge, hvor mange dage der er tilbage til jeg er væk. Den 7. der rejser jeg. Så I ser ikke så mange streams fra mig af bag til den tid. Lad os se. Ja, 2 søndage tilbage, fordi den her søndag, så er det. Så der er næste uge, og her rejser vi. Så kan jeg lige se. Rejser. Inshallah, det bliver godt, min bror. Ja, jeg glæder mig også. Så skal jeg bare nyde det dejlige vejr men det der, i Vietnam, og så skal jeg bare hygge mig i 3 uger, uden at tænke på noget som helst. Det bliver skønt. Vi har fandme luksus, ey. Så og det værste er, at vi skal afsted kl. 2 om natten, så det er lige det. 3 uger i Vietnam? Ja, 3 uger i Vietnam, bro. 3 uger i Vietnam. 3 uger i Vietnam. Så jeg kommer hjem den 26. Så jeg kommer hjem her. Det er først om aftenen, vi kommer hjem, så bare så ved det. Jeg kommer. Holy shit. Ja, altså, det er jo ikke alene, bro. Det er ikke alene, det er med min mor, min søster og min søsters kæreste. Så kører det. Så er det omkring kl. 23:30, vi kommer hjem. Jeg er ikke sikker, men det må vi se. Så, altså, hjemme i Slagelse. Hyggeligt. Ja, først og fremmest, så det første vi skal, det er, at vi skal, det hedder, vi skal til min fætters bryllup. Vi regner med real, ja, selvfølgelig, bro, selvfølgelig. Det er der, selvfølgelig, der kommer. Jeg tager også MacBook med, så jeg skal redigere. Men jeg håber, I er klar til en masse lækkert content, der kommer. Det er i hvert fald crazy, det kommer til at fylde meget. Lige pludselig, så er der bare så mange videoer derhenne, så det bliver sådan, hvad sker der? Pyske, du rejser hele tiden. Vi er klasse. Jeg glæder mig også, at I skal se det, fam, så ved I i hvert fald, at jeg er cooking. Så det bliver skønt, fam, det bliver skønt. Det er klasse, ja. Og det er ikke mere end 2 uger, så er det afsted, fam. Så det vil sige, at min sidste stream bliver den 5. af september, og så kommer og så næste stream i Vietnam. Så det bliver skørt, det bliver fedt i hvert fald. Jeg har ikke været der i 13 år, så det bliver godt at komme tilbage. Og så skal jeg klippes, jeg skal street-klippes der. Jeg ved ikke, jeg sagde, at vi skulle have dreadlocks, men vi kan godt nå det. Må ikke vi når det, så vi er 97 par. Så jeg skal i hvert fald lige klippes til brylluppet. Det koster kun 10 danske kroner. Dernede, det hedder. For en street-klipper. Du ved, en eller anden, der kan klippe hår på gaden, så det er fint nok, altså. Men så er der nogen, der spørger, tør du? Det er bare sådan, ja, det er bare hår. Det er det, jeg overlever nok. Men det hedder, altså, det skal ikke, I ved, hvordan jeg gør, så. Men det bliver spændende i hvert fald. Jeg glæder mig, så ved du det bliver legendarisk færdigt. Det bliver pick up here on my channel, så. Det er crazy, fam. Det er crazy. Skal lige have sendt hans opladning? Men så er det færdigt, så det er i hvert fald godt. Jeg glæder mig i hvert fald, det bliver spændende. Så vi kan ikke gøre så meget igen. Men ja, lige nu så må vi bare nyde og vente. Og nyde en joy. Patty kommer i morgen, så det bliver også hyggeligt. We're gonna make some music. So we're gonna take it from there. So always there.
Og køre mod Washington DC, som vil tage os 4 timer at køre, og det dyrker altså køren i byen.
Det bliver spændende at køre ud af New York. Jeg satser på, at det går nogen. Jeg kører ud af New York. Jeg satser på, at det går.
Hey, du sendte ikke det beat der, og om jeg skulle lave noget på det i den mail. Det var helt tomt, kun tekst. Jamen, jeg tror du misforstod mig, bror mand, hvad det hedder. Jeg skulle bare have din mail, for vi har ikke lavet det beat endnu. Hvis du forstår mig. Jeg tror du misforstår mig, bror mand. Men jeg tror du har misforstået mig, hvad det hedder. Jeg skal bare have dit mail, fordi når vi har lavet beatet og det hele, så kan jeg skrive til dig, og så tager vi den derfra. Hvis du forstår mig, du ved. Men det hedder, fordi vi har ikke lavet beatet endnu. Okay, fair nok. Så venter jeg på det, så ja, jeg skal bare, jeg vil bare egentlig have dit mail, Urt, så jeg kunne, så jeg forbereder på den, når det er, så kan jeg bare skrive til dig og sige, hey, vi går i gang med beatet, get ready, så, fordi jeg tror ikke, det bliver lavet, før jeg går ud, før jeg tager ud og rejser. Jeg rejser jo her om 2 uger. Så, og selvom Patty kommer i morgen, så må vi lige se, fordi vi har ikke engang ret, du ved, vi har ting, vi har andre projekter, vi lige skal lave først. Så nu må vi se, så ikke værre end det. Så I kan se herfra, helt til den 26, helt fra den 7. til den 26. Catch me if you can, fam. Catch me if you can, okay. Ja, jeg ved ikke lige, hvornår vi er i Vietnam, jeg tror, vi er i Vietnam den 9. Og så, ja, så må det være her omkring, vi er hjemme. Men det bliver fandme en fed tur, det bliver godt at se hjemlandet. Og så er nogen, der siger, men du er født her, og så det er stadig hjemlandet. Blodmæssigt. Vi kan sidde og snakke om, hvor man er født, men vi kan sidde, hvor man er født. Laver du nogle lives dernede fra? Ja, det tænker jeg at gøre, men det kommer ikke til at være live hver dag. Det er mere det, hvis du forstår mig. I wish though, but I can't. Det er mere det, men I will work for it. Ved du, jeg kan komme live for bare lidt tid, om sådan en halv time, eller sådan noget der. Men så vil jeg prøve. Jeg vil i hvert fald prøve. I hvert fald, når vi er hos min mormor færdig, ikke? Når vi er hos min mormor, så burde vi godt kunne gå live meget. Det er mere det. Så er det mere det, fam. Så er det mere det. Så, det glæder mig til. Til Vietnam stream. Det kan jeg også godt forstå. Det bliver fandme også luksus. Jeg ved ikke, hvor godt det bliver, fam, men lad os håbe. Ja. Men vi må håbe, fam. Vi må virkelig håbe. Jeg glæder mig i hvert fald også til at komme ud. Og så lave noget nyt. Altså, nu er vi også på bakken meget i år, ikke? Og der så er ikke mange bakkenvlogs, der kommer. Så bare roligt, det er on the way. Jeg tror vi har, skal lige se, hvor mange bakkevlogs jeg egentlig har tilbage. Så vi har dem. Altså, jeg synes bare så I ved, hvor meget, bare så jeg ved, og I ved det. Bare roligt, fam. Jeg har styr på det, tror jeg. Jeg mangler mening for herfra. Lad os lige se bakkevlogs. Okay, her. Nu kommer det. Jo, der var en der. Okay. Der er en. Yes, I know. 1, 2, 3, 4 bakkevlogs tilbage, og der kommer en femte, ved jeg mere, en femte mere, men det bliver først efter efterårsferien, så I'm pretty godt med noget her. Jeg er nået helt til jeg har lidt til november, december, så fam, I'm good working. Hey Pjusk, jeg bliver nødt til at tage ildelugtende sokker på, når jeg er i byen, ellers overfalder alle damerne mig. Sådan man, det klasse. Kender følelsen. Jeg bliver nødt til at tage klare sokker på, ellers så kan damerne komme række meget. Sådan er det. Kender følelsen. Sådan er det. Det er jo det nye og spændende. Oh my god. Nå, men fam, det er ikke fordi, ja, I'm streaming in and half an hour more, og så tager vi den derfra. Hvad laver du, Urt? Har du lyst til at snakke lidt? For det er bare en halv time, hvis det var. Hvis du har tid, selvfølgelig. Hvis du selvfølgelig har tid, det er så meget det er mere det. Nu må jeg lige se. I lille sakker. Both of you, I'm disappointed. God damn. Okay. Hvad nu det hedder? Ja. Fair nok. Men er du på Twitch? Hvad hedder din Twitch? Lad mig lige se. Fordi jeg kan follow, hvis det er. Hvad hedder du på Twitch, bror? Det er mere det. Du kan det. Okay, fint. Nå, der har vi den. Begynder at se mere. Grineren. Jeg skal lige hey. Hey. Okay, jeg skal lige følge. Så har du 45 lige pludselig. Hey, let's go. Tak G. Let's go. Hey, så er vi der. Hey, så er vi der. Så hyggestreamer vi bare. Sådan er det. Okay, jeg skal lige sådan her, min bror, så. Hvad det hedder. Det er ikke fordi jeg ikke vil se med, men nu har jeg det også på Twitch, hvis det er noget, hver gang du streamer, så det er også fordi jeg ikke er så meget på kick mere. Men jeg burde egentlig snart lave en kickstream igen, men det var også noget af det hyggeligste i verden. Men ja, men jeg kunne også bare gå amok på Twitch, men YouTube eller Twitch fab, det er spørgsmålet i det hele taget, så det går, hvad det der, eller kick. Det er YouTube. Så nu går vi lige herud, og så fam, jeg er live i 19 minutter mere, hvad nu det hedder, og så tror jeg lige, jeg tager en pause, hvad nu det hedder, jeg er kvæstet, fam, jeg ved ikke lige hvorfor, hvad der sker for mig, men jeg er godt og vel søvnig. Jeg ved ikke, jeg skal have en kop kaffe eller sådan noget der, I don't know bros, I don't know, but we're gonna see, men I kan lige se rumvæsens video.
Velkommen til en video på min kanal. I dag der skal vi smage
The fuck?
Ja, det må man ikke længere. Det er barndomsminder der. Det spillede jeg jo på SFO'en. På vores PlayStation 1. Og 2. Hvor er jeg gammel, mand. Et og 2, der sad vi og spillede fucking Spyro, mand. Det var fucking gode tider. Så nu drikker vi på dåse. Jeg skal lige lave Spyro-testen. Lige se farven. Jeg havde bare ikke troet farven ville være lilla. Det er den ikke. Jeg havde ikke troet farven ville være lilla, fordi det er Spyro. Nej, den er ikke der. Neutral duft. Det er skål. Extreme focus. Dragon focus. Det er dragfugt deri. Fordi det giver så vel mening, man på et dragfugt, det er en dragdrik. Tænk.
Hvad så bag, Karen? Er du lærerne?
Magnus, jeg er din far. Magnus Hapsund, jeg er din far.
Men du har købt en dildo i jys. Og du kalder den Tavs. Og du elsker den mere end Claus. Og du har en satanisse. Og for ham må jeg bede en bøn. Og Claus, bare ikke vær ked af det. Ved du kan lide at skide. For du hader sorte, fordi du er hvide. Jeg ringer til patrene, hvis du som mig som ringer til en mor på Twitch, en bitch. Du tror du var Cloud? Hvordan er jeg kunne snæve med, det hedder Claus? Og du lavede pølser med din søster. Din hund er klam. Og det er synd, for det er til skam.
Oh yeah.
Kan jeg bestille en kage? Og så få penge tilbage. Boller med din dildo. Fordi Claus penge er ikke god. Og jeg ved det bærer den af. Men din søn har allerede sagt din adresse.
Albani var en trick.
Nok kan du
bag.
Jeg skulle have lavet Torbjørn boller hister her, hvor han tror han er en nær. Han er bare en gummibjørn, som hedder Torbjørn. Siger at du gør alle pigerne vilde, men sådan er, at du kan droppe af Sille. Sig det var din hobby, men du vil hellere være sammen med Toby. Du siger, at du slår Toby ud, men sådan er det over tæppet, og du lyver som bukserne flyver. Du siger, at du så Josefine nøgen, men sådan er det løgn, og alle på efterskolen har set din små bitte løg. Torbjørn boller hister her, hvor han tror han er en nær. Han er bare en gummibjørn, som hedder Torbjørn. Torbjørn boller hister her, hvor han tror han er en nær. Han er bare en gummibjørn, som hedder Torbjørn. Husk, jeg er vant der for os før det gjorde, og nu må det for det mor, det er klart skal i år. Og efter der for os ældre gik du
din vej. Lige præcis.
Nu er der flere ways til mig. Fucking bubibjørn, du fortryder når du tager din tørn. Og det er sgu klart, når det skriver til de små børn.
Ja, Torbjørn.
Han er kriminel, men han blev frikendt. Men du tror ikke på ham alligevel. Og det eneste din far beder er Morgan. Og han er syvet til næste alle julemorgen. Og du har ondt i røv fra din far her i går. Og du har stor sår på dine klamme lår. Torbjørn, han boller hister her, for han tror han er en nær. Han er bare en gummibjørn.
Skal vi se.
Evil. Usually I'm here to talk to you about a crash out, but today, no. Today is about pure evil. I don't even know if this is a human, but what I do know is that he is him. So ladies and gentlemen, today I will take you on a journey into the mind of a maniac. And to help us rate this monster's evil, we will be taking a tally of all of his crimes throughout all of the evidence. Cause boy, he done did some stuff. But without further ado, welcome to the mind of a maniac. Him, aka his infernal majesty. Now, to understand the evil of him, you have to understand that he doesn't fight using his hands. Oh no, him is a master manipulator. He uses emotions against people to fight their own battles, which is why in his first episode, after the girls beat his goddamn Hydra and started using it as a jump rope, he was over there on his couch watching this, and the aura of him was over 9,000, because even the narrator was shook when he realized that it was him. But as he's watching them on the TV, him is like,
oh my Hydra, you don't have any hands, do you? How could you keep embarrassed by the Powerpuff Girls?
And while he's over there ashamed in his Hydra, Buttercup is over there chucking it like a football at Blossom trying to play catch. But it ends up hitting Blossom into a building, making them fight. And while they're going back and forth, Bubbles yells for them to stop. And while she's trying to get them to stop fighting, a light goes off in his head because he realizes that he can easily manipulate Bubbles to beat the Powerpuff Girls. And him is over there like,
Yes!
I love when them girls fight.
Oh, Bubbles, don't cry. I can fix it.
So we cut back to the house and Blossom and Buttercup are at each other's throats. And while this is going on, Bubbles is in the room crying because they're over there arguing. And that's when she hears a voice.
Bubbles, Bubbles, I heard what you were saying. You're right, Bubbles. It's wrong when they fight. But I have a solution for you. All you need to do is tell Buttercup that she should be in charge. Yes, Buttercup is the real leader, not Blossom.
So the next day, they get a call on the hotline and it's a monster tearing up the city. Yeah, we know. So as the girls are heading over there, Bubbles is holding Octi. And as Blossom and Buttercup are getting their asses handed to them, Bubbles goes up to Buttercup and tells her that Octi thinks you should be the leader and do what you want to do. And you know, there's a reason Blossom is the leader. She's rational, she uses her brain, because you see Buttercup goes and grabs the top of the water tower, the city's water supply, and chucks it at the monster, just for it to land on top of an old lady and smash her and her bike. And this is why I never want to live in Townsville, because this old lady is just riding in the park and the next thing you know, she on a t-shirt. So when they get back to the house, Blossom and Buttercup done had it up to here with each other, and they're using their powers in the house fighting each other. And if I'm the professor, both of y'all getting whooped, because I know y'all not tearing up my house. But while this is going on, him is over there having a field day because he thinks he won. And when we cut back to the room, Bubbles is still over there asking the doll what to do, like that worked the last time. And him comes on the microphone like,
You stupid girl! They're fighting because of you! And because you believe whatever a talking toy tells you. So excuse me, Daddy.
Daddy's got a town to destroy. So him turns Bubbles' doll into a giant monster and starts making its way to destroy the town. And Bubbles thinks that she can take the thing down, which if she wasn't so goddamn soft in this episode, she probably could. But when she gets there, she gets snatched up by the dang octopus. And while she's over there screaming for help, Blossom and Buttercup show up, put their differences aside, and yank Bubbles out of the monster's tentacles, which is enough for him to be beat for now. And this brings me to chapter 2. So we're back in the city of Townsville, and if it's one thing that citizens of Townsville love, it's the Powerpuff Girls. From this old lady to Miss King to the mayor and Miss Bellum to their beloved professor, everybody loves the Powerpuff Girls. But there is one person that hates the Powerpuff Girls, and that is him. And him is over there in the tub like,
I hate the Powerpuff Girls. Oh, Powerpuff Girls, we need you. Powerpuff Girls, we love you.
I hate them girls, bro. So while he's talking to the rubber duck about how much he hates the Powerpuff Girls, he comes up with a plan. But before we get to the plan, why is his foot shaped like a heel? So he pops up over the town like the moon in the middle of the night and literally puts hate in the people's hearts overnight, because the very next morning, everyone hates the Powerpuff Girls. And I just gotta say, this is the biggest coercion charge I have ever seen. You could probably throw in assault with a chemical weapon too, because we all know what's in that gas. How do we know that's safe? So the next day, the girls are out, and they find out real quick that everybody can't stand them. This old lady that they helped yesterday is now beating them, cat scratching them up, Miss King getting a class to throw apples and scissors at them. Bruh, hard up apples at their head is crazy. Even the narrator is sitting there telling them to shut up. But the craziest part about all of this is when they go to the mayor's office and they thought that he wanted them to help open the pickle jar again. So they go and grab the jar. And when they grab the jar, the mayor calls in the goddamn SWAT team on them, and they all pull the strap on them. Even my baby Miss Bellum pulls the goddamn pistol.
Oh, damn.
Bellum got a strap too. So when they get home, they realize that everybody is out for their heads. Even the dang professor hates them. And when they run outside, him shows up and tells them that he turned the whole town against them. And then he wraps himself around the professor and proceeds to lick the professor's face. So after him tells them that he turned them against them, he sicks them on the girls. And while they're beating on them, the crash out of the group Buttercup tells the girls that in order to beat them, they gotta beat them. And boy, if you done seen a Powerpuff jumping, you know that body's about to start thumping. Because the Powerpuff Girls beat the brakes off every citizen of Townsville. It was a massacre. Everybody got it. Even the dang professor. They laid out everybody except him. Which, I gotta say, yeah, they threatened him for doing that, but y'all still not running no hands with him. And this leads me to the final chapter. And probably why they didn't run up on him. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this last chapter is simply called Him Wins. And before we start this chapter, I just want to forewarn you, this is probably one of the darkest episodes in the series. So without further ado, so we cut back to the city of Townsville once again, and it's almost time for the kids to get out of school for the weekend. And Buttercup is over there fiending to get out of school. And I don't blame her, because Miss King is over here solving the formula for time travel. Lady, they are 6. So when the girls get out of school, they happy because for the first time, they get to go on a vacation from the city of Townsville. They about to go be on the beach, play in the water, have some fun, you know, be normal for once. So the girls race home, but remember how I said Miss King was over there solving the formula for time travel? Well, the girls go so fast that they literally access the speed force and travel into the future. And the future of Townsville without the girls for all that time does not look good. But to be honest, when they get home, the girls don't even notice it. Because when they get home and go into the professor's lab, they find the professor who is now an old man trying to recreate the Powerpuff Girls. And when they try to talk to him, he thinks they're a hallucination and chases the girls out of the house into the now wasteland that is Townsville. And as they fly into the town, they stop at the mayor's office and they got my baby Miss Bellum in there losing it. Apparently, the girls have been gone so long and the mayor was trying to call them for help so much, but they never came. And as a result, the mayor is now dead. And after they leave the mayor's office, they stop at the school and find Miss King, who is basically stuck in a genjutsu, talking about how she stood there waving goodbye to the girls as they raced off over and over again. But here's the kicker. The girls have been gone for 50 years.
Damn.
And as they are staring at Miss King, they hear a voice behind them.
Han var også bare så skræmmende, ham der.
Faster you go, the more time slows. Seconds, minutes, hours, days, and nights. We got our hands and knees and race the speed of light. Remember, girls?
And Buttercup can't believe it because they left the world for 50 years. 50 years with no one to protect it from him. And right after this, him does something that I can only describe as horrific, demonic, downright evil. I don't think I've seen anyone in the history of this show do this. He got jumped by the Powerpuff Girls and he shrugged it off like they didn't even touch him. They was dragging him worse than they've ever done anyone. Literally crying while they was punching him. And you know when kids cry while they angry, their power is multiplied by like 20. And the whole time, him is just smiling while getting beat up by the girls. And after all that, they had him over there tooted up on the ground and him looks up like,
Are you finished?
bruh, nah. I've seen these girls drop giant monsters like it's nothing, and him just shrugging it off like they didn't even touch him. Not even a scratch on the fit. God damn. So as Blossom tells him that he can never beat them, Him's eyes starts glowing green and says that he doesn't need to win. He already won. And then proceeds to transform into a super-powered version of himself. And the messed up part about all this is usually when villains think that they won, they'll start fighting to prove it. But not him. No. Him went into his ultimate form just to flex. He didn't even fight them. All he did was have all the people come and tell the Powerpuff Girls that it's their fault. The reason why the town is now a wasteland is because they left and him took over and they didn't come back to try to save them. And without even throwing a punch, he broke the spirit of the Powerpuff Girls. He took their will to even fight back to the point that the girls ran. And this time, they didn't run to try to get stronger. They didn't run to find some secret weapon. They didn't come back. They ran away from him. And for the first and only time, the Powerpuff Girls definitively lost. And the only villain that was able to do it was him. All right, y'all ring up my final tally. All right, well, subscribe if you're new. Watch one of these videos.
Ja, crazy type shit.